What's up, dudes and dudes to the internet? My name's Seth, and we are back again with some more Trove to the Dove. I'm plugged in, that's why I didn't pull the controller all the way up, because my controller's almost dead. We're on Trove on the PS4, though, folks. How y'all doing today? Hope you're doing fantastic, wonderful. Hope this video makes your day even better. I'm kind of, I wouldn't say I'm tired, I'm more relaxed. I'm actually recording this video at 5 in the morning again, and I have to get it up at 7 my time, so that's only a couple hours to actually do it, but thought that we would change things up, at least a little bit, go into an air world today, and whoops-a-daisy, that's not a boss or anything important, and talk about some stuff and things. First of all being, you know, the club world and everything that's been going on with that. Sorry to say, folks, I know I haven't really been inviting that many people to the club world, the no-stop club world that I ended up actually starting in the last episode. First of all, I've just been extremely busy. You know, there's been lots of real-life stuff going on for me. My fiance's visiting, so I've been spending time with her. And just in general, playing a ton of Zelda, but also working out a lot of stuff behind the scenes, which is very, very exciting because, like, recently, and I'm gonna have another video that's gonna actually talk about this, but I finally got the notification from YouTube about my silver play button for 100k subs, so that's absolutely awesome. So stoked about that. Of course, it's gonna take 6 to 12 weeks before they even ship it to me, but I gave them all my information and everything like that, so really, really excited about that. You know, that's a very big achievement for me. Let's do this dungeon the legit way, and then also just Trove stuff. You know, lots of craziness going on. Really excited to see what the devs actually talk about in their stream this week. Hopefully, they're not gonna be sitting there like. Here's a summary of the devs streams in case any of you folks watching at home get your information from me and don't actually watch the devs during their live streams. You can't always watch their live streams retroactively on their twitch.tv/TryOnWorlds, and then you just search up in like old exported videos for the Trove stream and stuff, which they usually have labeled as a completely different game. But unfortunately, like, I personally don't understand a lot of the ways that they approach things because the devs are kind of the mind where they don't want to give spoilers. I can understand where they're coming from with that because they've talked about so many features before, plasma fishing, the Hydra boss and stuff like that. They talked about these features over a year ago, and it never ended up getting into the game. And, you know, eventually they're gonna put it into the game, act like it's something new, even though they probably already had the base code laid down for it. I'm not trying to get into any of that stuff. I'm just saying that I think that, ironically, you know, because of the slow development cycle of this game and new features in it, that's kind of why they pull away and say, we don't want to talk about spoilers, when, in fact, if there's nowhere to talk about spoilers and stuff that they're actually working on than the developer stream, then where do you actually talk about this stuff, right? So anyways, my point being, I'm excited to hear what they end up saying about the subclasses, the club worlds and stuff like that. Hopefully they're gonna give us a little bit more detail about it this week, but I did want to talk about this, most likely got to do with the title of the video today, but I did want to hashtag confirm and talk to you all about the fact that the devs, I've talked about this in other videos, but I want to say it here first and foremost, not first, but last and foremost, is that they have confirmed that the next big update coming to Trove is going to be the one that brings all of the PC updates. We're talking about the Dino Tamer, the update that happened last week on the PC is going to be coming to consoles very, very soon. That's the next big content update that they're actually planning on, right? And with that, they're also talking about how that big Shadow Tower expansion thing, I've talked about this before. Those of you that tune into all my Trove series probably already know, but I wanted to have this as the definitive, let's talk about this, let's let everybody know what's going on. That Shadow Tower update that they kept saying, like originally they kept saying that they were going to have this big Shadow Tower expansion area, right? They were going to end up improving the Shadow Towers, changing everything around. They're apparently going to be adding 2 new bosses in the roster, so that's really exciting. But that update was kind of going to be the definitive, okay, we're going to update the console version to the most recent version of Trove, while also trying to simultaneously launch that expansion. And I guess they just now realized how crazy an endeavor that would be. And most likely, more likely than that, they realized how long it's going to actually take them to actually add those bosses and kind of refine the Shadow Towers, that they just have, like, they've confirmed and they said, screw it, we're just going to have the big update. On the PC, recently, there was a mining event that ended up coming out, right? I say a mining event, with a grain of salt, because pretty much all you would end up doing is running around and killing like 500 different enemy types to end up getting yourself a different ally, right? If you didn't check out the video, you can, it was early, like a couple days ago, right? But anyways, they specifically said that that would be the last exclusive, PC exclusive, mind you, event that was going to actually come to the PC players, because the next event that they're planning, whenever that might be, it might not even be that Shadow Tower expansion. It might be, they might have another event before it. But in any case, the next event is going to be cross-platform on all of the console versions of Trove, on PS4, on Xbox, and on the PC all simultaneously. Now, another thing too that I want to kind of reiterate this point, because people always end up asking whenever I talk about like the big console merge, devs, the devs kind of choose the wrong words to explain things. So they keep talking about how they're going to have the console merge with the PC. I can confirm they are not talking about making it so that console players can play with PC players, folks. They're talking about making it all run on the same version. So we're going to have the Dino Tamer and all of that, the recent stuff that ended up coming on. The PC version is going to be on console, and then from that point onward, every patch of the week is going to end up affecting all of the, the console and the PC. Maybe it's not going to be every patch of the week, because I know that there's licensing issues with the console, where I think, is it the Xbox or the PlayStation 4? Somebody let me know in the comments if you actually know a little bit more about it. But I always kind of hear that one of the consoles can actually only update like once a month or something like that. Otherwise, it costs them more. Don't quote me on that. I'm not exactly sure. But either way, that would kind of make sense, where it's like, oh, okay, then that totally explains why they actually, can't have the updates coming out as often, which is also why the devs have been hinting at, this is not confirmed, folks, but the devs have talked about kind of a little bit here, a little bit there. They have kind of talked about how they may be potentially changing Trove's patches to being once a month rather than coming out once every 2 weeks, which would make sense if they're trying to do that so that the console version and the PC version are all synced up, give them a little bit of extra time to develop the new content and stuff like that, right? The only thing that I'm hoping is that there actually is some new content, because, new Shadow Tower bosses are exciting for a little while, but it doesn't really bring much in terms of gameplay, and it's just more repetition. It's just more bosses on the Shadow Tower to actually grind once a week, unless of course they end up making Titan treasures or something like that actually grindable, maybe Titan Souls, Lunar Souls, or something else. Now, with that big update coming out, they are most likely going to be adding, they have a whole slew of costumes. I've talked about this in my PC series a lot, and then I stopped talking about it because it didn't seem like it was going to be developed for a very long time, right? But whenever they end up having that big Shadow Tower update, they're most likely going to end up adding a whole bunch of new costumes, lunar themed costumes that you're going to actually buy either with Titan Souls or Lunar Souls. There's actually, in the game's code, they have most of these costumes already, including also having lunar mystery boxes, I think, mystery costume boxes. So I'm wondering whether or not you're going to be able to just buy or craft the costume outright, or are you going to have to rely on random number generation, and you're going to end up getting a mystery box from the Shadow Tower that then is going to end up unlocking a random costume? At the least, I would hope that is going to be the same code as the Streamer Dream boxes, where you're going to end up always getting something that you don't previously have, because otherwise that would just be unless they let players sell them to other players, that could be interesting if they end up actually doing that. But I don't mean to speculate about stuff like that, because that Shadow Tower update obviously is nowhere near around the corner. You know, probably within the next couple months, I would expect, but more so than that, if not that update coming out in the next couple months, the big PC console merge update thing is going to happen. I would assume they're going to talk about it very soon. Maybe next month, maybe the 1 month after. We'll see what ends up happening, but hopefully it's going to end up making things a little bit more exciting. I'm just excited about those subclasses, and I want to hear more details about that, because if there's any actual reason to start grinding again that's going to benefit your character other than the stupid random gem system, I'm all for it, man. And subclasses sounds awesome, you know? But anyways, talked about it long enough. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. That's all the time that we have for today, because I gotta edit this video, render it, and get it uploaded as soon as possible. I'm probably also going to end up doing a live stream sometime soon. Most likely the next time that I do a live stream, probably next week sometime. But the next live stream I'm going to do, I can hashtag confirm, is going to end up being a PS4 live stream, because I know that I got to get to inviting a lot of you folks to the club world. And, you know, right now, you got to understand, Mr. YouTube and being so busy behind the scenes, like seriously, I've got a lot of stuff that I'm really, really excited to talk about with all of you in a vlog video when I have the time, because things have just been so crazy and so out of control on my end that I haven't had the time to actually stop, breathe, and talk about it all. And with that, well, you know, I kind of keep hinting at a lot of it in these videos, but not necessarily getting into the details. And with it, I'm pretty much like with Trove, I'm pretty much logging in, recording an episode, and logging out. That's just all the time that I have. On the PC, I don't even have enough time to grind. I was forced to actually buy my Patron recently because I don't have enough flux. I haven't been grinding enough, you know? But that's okay, because honestly, the way that I see it is, you know, that Patron kind of pays for itself, just because Trove is like the main series on the channel. And, you know, I'm so fortunate to have that end up happening, you know? Like seriously, in closing, folks, I just want to say thank you, because it really means so much to me that I'm able to just do what I do and just play this game that I've just been playing for such a long time and know and love, you know, and just be able to talk to all of you about like all these new things that are coming to the game, and have you all so like inspired and stuff, and inspiring me in turn. It's kind of like a nice quid pro quo, however you pronounce that. It's been a long time since I used that word, right? But or use that term, I should say. But it's like, with it, you know, it's kind of like we all benefit from each other, you know? I've had so many of you saying such supportive things, not only in the comments, but even with private messages and stuff like that. While I don't really do the shout outs as often anymore just because of time, I do want to say that I do still read all of the comments, even if I don't directly get to reply to all of them. And I want to say thank you to all the people that have been sharing their love and support, because it really means a lot to me, you know? Because I love doing what I do. I love it. And anyways, now I've rambled on long enough. We're also going to be giving away, by the way, we're going to be giving away 5 Streamer Dream Boxes today. I don't really have any more dragon codes or anything like that. With those codes, all that I ask is you hit that like button and leave a comment in the comment section down below so that I can end up grabbing your YouTube profile and sending you a code. I would actually give away more in a video. I was thinking about whether or not I wanted to give away 10 codes per video, but it's like, you gotta understand, it actually takes me a very, very long time. That's why I want to actually talk about this here briefly. It might take me a couple days to actually reply to your comment and let you know whether or not you've won or not, because again, I'm just that busy, and it's actually a very clunky system for me to end up sending codes. It's a lot easier than me trading stuff in-game, like in-game prizes, because then we'd have to log in at the same time and stuff like that. So codes are definitely more convenient. Hi, The Flash. In any case, whatever, who cares? Have a fantastic day, everybody. Shine on and stay epic.